Hi, my name's Jonathan Hicks. I'm at the Dice Cup. I'm in the RPG room this evening. I'm joined by
Dean,
Steve,
Andy.
And we've just finished playing Cottage Garden, which is a new game by Uwe Rosenberg. And it's a bit like Patchwork, if you're familiar with that. You've got these Tetris-style tiles, but in this game you're trying to fill little garden plots here. So when it's your turn, depending on where this dice is, you take one of the tiles from the row or column where it is. So I could take one of these three, and the dice would move on. The next person has to take one of those two. When it gets to the diagonal, they take one of the diagonals, and it carries on going. So you're taking tiles, and when you take the tile, you just put it on here. And what you're trying to do is not cover up the flower pots and the plant covers, because those are the things that score you points. So some of these, like this one, is quite difficult to fit on, but maybe I could put that there. And then you're trying to fill up the rest of your board. Once you've filled it up, you score points. And you've got two scoring tracks here. You've got the orange scoring track with the orange cubes, and then there's a blue scoring track with the blue cubes. You get 1 point for each of these flower pots that scores the orange cubes, and these plant covers that score the blue cubes. And the interesting thing is the points go up, so you get 1 point with each orange one until it gets to 15, and then it jumps to 20. So if you have an orange cube here and you get 1 extra point, you actually get 5 extra points because it bumps up to here. And the same thing with the blue when it jumps from 14 up to 20. So it's very important to try and get these cubes right to the end here. When you score one of these plots, you flip it over and you grab a new one from the supply, and you just keep going trying to fill these up. The dice moves around, it's like a round tracker, so at the start of the game the dice is actually on 1, and then each time it goes around the whole board it moves up by 1 until eventually it gets to 6, and the game's over. There's some extra little things you can do. You get these cats which let you refill the spaces. You're sort of taking them like Patchwork from the front of the wheelbarrow here. And you can get these flower pots. There's nothing else you can do. You can take these. Sometimes you have these odd little wooden spaces, and they get you an extra point, so that can be quite handy. Most points at the end, it's the winner. What do we think?
Yeah, I quite liked it. I've not played Patchwork, so I've not played anything like it before. It's relatively light. Maybe a little bit more player interaction would help, but generally I like the game. It's a nice light game.
Okay. Steve?
Yeah, I quite liked it. I do like Patchwork and I do like this. I like the fact that you can plan ahead. I also like the fact that when you score points in a particular colour, you can only move 1 cube. And so if I've got this cube at 11, I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 movements to get into the 20 point. And if I'm only scoring 4 or 6, I'm either not quite getting there or wasting a point or two. So you've got to be quite efficient and plan exactly where you need to do it. There are some of the tiles with bonus little bits on, and they can be quite useful as well. So yeah, I do like it.
Yeah, I likewise like it. I'm really big fan of Patchwork. This has got a different timing mechanic to Patchwork, which makes it stand out slightly more, rather than just being a multiplayer clone. Yeah, it was nice. The efficiency things of scoring is really nice, and the fact that you can sort of plan ahead. You can generally work out what's going to refill where, unless the player spends a cap to sort of refill early, then sort of that can screw with your plans. But generally, yeah, I really like it. It's a really nice game.
Rating out of 10?
I would give this, not sure, probably about 7, 7.5.
Okay, Steve?
I'd go for a 7. I think the length's perfect. It took us probably less than an hour after explanation, and for without the interaction there, that's probably kind of the level of time you want to spend on it.
Things?
Same as again, I think I'd have scored it a 7. Again, it needs a little bit more interaction to score higher than that, but it's a nice light game after you've played a heavy one.
Yeah. No, it's a great family weight game, I think. The weight's really nice. I've played this with my wife and my son. They both really enjoyed it. I know I keep comparing it to Patchwork, which is the natural thing to do, really. It's the same designer and it has a lot in common. I think I prefer Patchwork, though. I've played this with all the player counts, and for me it definitely works best with 4. 3 was okay, 2 I didn't like, 1 was not very fun. I wouldn't recommend it. But it's very well designed, and it's very much about efficiency. You need to maximise the limited actions you get. Taking these big tiles that fill up a lot of space can be quite important, but you don't want to cover up the things that are going to score you points. So there's some interesting decisions there. I'd probably be sitting on a 7. All right, thanks for watching. That was Cottage Garden.